Hello fellow exiles, today I'm sharing an Abyssal Lich Twister build that delivers satisfying clearing efficiency, with high-speed tornadoes sweeping across the map, followed by chaotic corpse explosions that instantly wipe monster packs. Survivability is solid in high Delirious content, and it handles almost all map modifiers. This is an endgame project that assumes you already have a witch character at level 95 or above, and have accumulated substantial currency. The build requires a couple hundred divines to start, whether you're crafting the gear yourself or purchasing directly, and you'll need more than that if you want optimal, comfortable performance. Abyssal Lich is this league's hidden ascendancy, converted from the regular Lich after defeating Kulimak. The key difference is Umbral Well Ascendancy node, which transforms how minions work. Instead of participating in combat, minions provide powerful buffs directly to your character based on type. We leverage Skeletal Snipers, with each one granting 15% increased projectile speed. Combined with Projectile Acceleration 3 support and Twister's mechanics, this produces the cross-screen devastation you're seeing. If you find this kind of build analysis useful, please consider subscribing. Now, let's examine how the mechanics work. Spirit is the foundation of everything here. We reserve Spirit to keep minions active for their buffs, making it our first scaling priority. The character starts with 100 base Spirit, and we add substantial amounts from Body Armor, Amulet, and Scepter. The Against the Darkness jewel becomes mandatory despite its hefty price tag, providing 84 Spirit when socketed in the right passive tree location. Spirit efficiency is just as important. The Spirit Reservation Efficiency modifier shows up on passives and gears, and each source reduces the Spirit cost of our minions. This lets us maintain more minions active simultaneously, which means more buffs affecting our character. For damage scaling, each Skeletal Sniper we summon provides 15% increased projectile speed, and we stack quite a few of them. The key interaction happens with Projectile Acceleration 3 support gem, which provides 40% more projectile speed. More importantly, this support makes projectile speed increases also apply to projectile damage. When we're running 20 plus Skeletal Snipers, that projectile speed becomes a massive damage multiplier. This works great with Twister, creating the high-speed screen clearing you're seeing in the footage. The Eternal Life Ascendancy node allows for another damage layer. It states that your life cannot change while you have Energy Shield, which lets us keep life permanently below 35% for low life bonuses. We gain 30% more critical damage bonus, 30% more damage with hits, and 180% increased attack damage. These bonuses stack on top of the projectile scaling. Palm of the Dreamer goes in the offhand, primarily for Spirit, but also for its signature mechanic. The Dreaming Gloom Shrine effect causes slain enemies to explode for chaos damage equal to 1/4 of their maximum life. When high-speed twisters sweep through monster packs, they trigger continuous chains of these explosions. Twister also has a re-hit interval problem we need to work with. Twisters fired at the same time can only hit the same target once every 0.66 seconds. To maximize damage of each batch of twisters, we've addressed projectile speed through Skeletal Snipers, but we also need to extend how long twisters remain in the field and increase their projectile count. Duration scaling comes from passives and jewel modifiers that push skill effect duration to multiples of 0.66 seconds, increasing the hits each twister can potentially deliver. For projectile count, Twister gets one additional projectile plus 80% more damage per whirlwind stage when touching a whirlwind created by our other skills. We use Whirlwind Lance to create these whirlwinds, and consuming a frenzy charge instantly brings the whirlwind to maximum 4 stages. This skill also serves as supplementary damage. Barrage lets Twister repeat in rapid succession from a single use, firing multiple additional projectiles. Both Whirlwind Lance and Barrage require frenzy charges, which we rely on the Resonance Keystone converting endurance charges into frenzy charges. Armor Break 3 support on Twister allows generation of endurance charges, which converts to frenzy charges because of resonance. In addition, Twister gains extra elemental damage from ground effects, but we don't create them ourselves during mapping. We rely on elemental ground from map modifiers, or occasionally from hit hunter buffs. For boss encounters, Disengage with Shocking Leap support and Spear of Solari create elemental ground on demand. For defense, Eternal Life makes our life unchangeable while Energy Shield exists, granting immunity to bleeding, poison, and other damage over time effects targeting life. Soulless Form Ascendancy node combined with Heavy Buffer passive creates 15% of damage taken bypassing Energy Shield, functioning as 15% global damage avoidance in our case. We get a good amount of Energy Shield and evasion from equipment and passives, supplemented by multiple Skeletal Frost Mages, each providing 35% increased maximum Energy Shield. Final numbers reach around 10,000 maximum Energy Shields and 10,000 evasion ratings in our setup. Also, Essentia Sanguis gloves convert Life Leech to Energy Shield Leech for great sustain during combat. To reach low life status, just swap out a support on Whirlwind Lance for life tap, then visit Doriani to unallocate Eternal Life. Use Whirlwind Lance until your life drops below 35%, as life tap makes it consume life instead of mana. Once below 35%, reallocate Eternal Life. Alternatively, keep a Soul Tether Belt in inventory. It drops Energy Shield to 0, letting you use Life Tap Whirlwind Lance to adjust life without respeccing. The skill rotation during mapping is simple: Whirlwind Lance, Barrage, then Twister. Palm of the Dreamer's Chaos Explosions mean monsters rarely survive long enough on your screen. And if Hit Hunter's Shroud Walker teleports you into monster packs, Wind Dancer combined with Palm's Explosions handles it. You can also throw Whirlwind Lance in front of you and walk into the whirlwind, using Whirlwind Collapse's melee damage for close range threats. Boss encounters use the same core skills, with Disengage added to maintain shocked ground. Spear of Solari has decent damage in this setup. Although it requires stunning enemies to accumulate glory before use, you typically stun enough monsters while clearing to reach full glory stacks before the boss room. Sometimes, a single spear throw at encounter start eliminates the map boss through pulse damage alone. Let's go over the gear, starting with weapons. Both weapon sets use the same spear and scepter, so click the two lock buttons to keep them equipped across both sets. This ensures your weapon set passives work properly. Main hand is an Akoyan spear for the highest base critical hit chance among spear types. Suffixes need tier 1 critical hit chance above 4.8%, plus 4 to levels of all attack skills, and chance to gain onslaught. Prefixes want percentage increased physical damage, flat physical damage, and flat lightning damage. Make sure the spear has at least 2 sockets for Opoloti's soul cores, crucial for sustaining frenzy charges. Offhand Palm of the Dreamer needs at least 1 socket and must have the increased skill effect duration modifier, not the reduced one. I also have a Sacred Flame Scepter for specific situations. During Simulacrum, where there are no corpses, or when playing in groups with an Orabot, Sacred Flame works better. For Helmet, we need one with high energy shield and at least 2 sockets for Talisman of Ralakesh. Suffixes must include the Increased Spirit Reservation Efficiency for Skills Desecrated modifier, then prioritize resistance or critical hit chance. Body armor uses an evasion and energy shield hybrid base. High spirit value is the prefix priority. Suffixes need resistance and again increased spirit reservation efficiency for skills. This mod can eat through quite a few omens of light, but it's essential. Gloves are Essentia Sanguis, the unique that converts Life Leech to Energy Shield Leech. Critical for our sustain. Grab a corrupted pair with 2 sockets for attack speed talismans and prioritize the highest stat rolls you can afford. Boots need corruption with 3 sockets and prioritize movement speed and high energy shield. The suffix must have 100% increased effect of socketed items. Since we're constantly on low life, Techrod's Gaze socketed here gives 20% increased movement speed. Amulet uses a solar amulet base. Prefixes want spirit, increased global defense, and increased maximum energy shield. Suffixes need +3 to levels of all projectile skills, critical hit chance, and critical damage bonus. Rings need life leech on one and mana leech on the other. Beyond the leech requirements, prefixes want added flat elemental damage, and suffixes cover resistance where needed. Belt is Headhunter. Grab one corrupted with resistance modifiers to help with resistance capping, since the build runs somewhat tight on resistance. For charms, you need the Fall of the Axe, Nascent Hope, and the Stag version of Rite of the Passage for skill and movement speed buffs. The cat version is better if your budget allows, but the Stag works just fine. Let's talk about skill gems and minion distribution. The minion counts are optimized for my specific gear, so adjust based on your own spirit total and reservation efficiency values. My character has 420 total spirit with 45% increased reservation efficiency for minions from multiple sources, plus 19% for other spirit reserving skills. Weapon set 1 prioritizes mapping smoothness. 10. Level 21 Skeletal Reavers gives 60% increased skill speed. 7. Level 21 Skeletal Frost Mages provide 245% increased maximum energy shield. This ensures comfortable attack speed and survivability, since we're in this set most of the time during maps. Wind Dancer, linked with Dire Strike 1, takes the remaining spirit. Impurity is the Chaos Resistance Aura from Palm of the Dreamer. There's a long existing bug with Scepter Resistance auras where socketed spirit requiring support gems don't cost spirit. So we socket useful gems including Dire Strike 2, which combined with Dire Strike 1 gives 120% increased attack damage total, thanks to permanent low life. Whirlwind Lance links with Rigwald's Ferocity and Rapid Attacks 2 for attack speed, plus Nova Projectiles for better whirlwind coverage. Shocking Leap on Disengage creates shocked ground during boss fights. Weapon set 2 shifts focus to damage. 22. Level 26 Skeletal Snipers grant 330% increased projectile speed. Diala's Desire and Uhtred's Augury are quite expensive at the moment. They just provide some small, marginal benefits here, so if you don't already own them, you can go without these gems, and you are just losing a couple of the snipers. Wind Dancer and Impurity stay active just like in set 1. Projectile Acceleration 3 links to Twister, providing 40% more projectile speed and letting projectile speed increases apply to projectile damage. This turns that 330% from Skeletal Snipers into 462% that affects both projectile speed and damage. Salvo adds projectiles without sacrificing damage. Armor Break 3 works with Resonance Keystone to constantly generate frenzy charges during mapping. Rakiata's Flow links to Spear of Solari for maximum damage. We won't go through each gem individually, so drop questions in the comments if you need clarification on specific links. For the passive tree, you can find the complete PoB in the description. Our character is level 97, needing 157 dexterity and intelligence, with remaining attributes going to strength. For ascendancy notes, take Umbral Well and Eternal Life. I've socketed an emerald in Crystalline Phylactery to gain double effectiveness for its crit and damage modifiers. In the starting area, grab all the energy shield nodes as they provide strong value for this build. Take the Melding and Critical Exploit clusters. The first jewel socket holds a Heroic Tragedy jewel, specifically the Vorana variation. This transforms the nearby Black Flame Covenant keystone into Black Scythe Training, which makes Strength grant energy shield increases instead of life. The jewel also randomizes nodes within its radius, and mine rolled 2 Fire Dancer nodes providing 80% increased evasion and plus 20% to fire resistance. These jewels are numbered individually, each producing different randomized results. So in case you want identical nodes to mine, search for number 664 specifically. Grab Heavy Buffer, then follow the outer ring left to Pain Attunement for 30% more critical bonus. The socket here gets Megalomaniac Diamond for Lord of Horrors, offering 12% increased spirit reservation efficiency for minions, and Anticipation, which lets Twister gain additional projectiles through salvo more frequently. I'll provide a trade link in the description with filtered selections. You want either Anticipation or Subterfuge Mask on the jewel, then get the other through Amulet Anointment. Beyond that, prioritize reservation efficiency for minions, skill effect duration, critical damage bonus, and defense in that order. The socket on the opposite side holds Heart of the Well Diamond with 2 gained extra damage modifiers, skill effect duration, and critical bonus. Allocate the Preservation cluster on weapon set 2 for increased skill effect duration. Take Careful Assassin, then the Resonance Keystone, which remains crucial for Frenzy Charge generation. The nearby socket holds Controlled Metamorphosis Diamond with a medium-large ring radius, allowing access to several valuable nodes within its coverage. The small critical bonus nodes and Killer's Instinct cluster allocate on weapon set 2, as does the Throat Seeker cluster. Subterfuge Mask comes through Amulet Anointment in my setup. I have a From Nothing Diamond for Walker of the Wilds, letting me allocate all notable passive nodes within its radius. Together with Struck Through cluster, this allows the Against the Darkness jewel in the nearby socket grant 84 spirit and 32% extra chaos damage. Below these circles, allocate Fervor and Unhindered clusters on weapon set 1. Take the Cooked cluster on weapon set 2, then Escape Velocity, Freedom of Movement, and the Wildcat clusters all on weapon set 1. Javelin allocates on weapon set 2. The last socket holds another emerald, identical to the one in the Ascendancy socket, featuring crits and damage modifiers. Finally, take the Spray and Pray cluster on weapon set 1 for more reduced movement speed penalty. That covers the complete build breakdown. This is an expensive build built around a straightforward concept, exploiting the Ascendancy's projectile speed scaling for skeletal snipers. It performs effectively in 150% Delirious, juiced Abyssal maps, and is excellent for experience farming if you're pushing a witch to level 100. The main limitation is the entry cost. As mentioned earlier, you need a couple hundred divines to start, and significantly more for comfortable performance. Attempting this with lower budget will likely disappoint. Single target damage handles all content competently, though it's less specialized than dedicated boss killers. Twister projectiles bounce around boss arenas randomly, so damage application isn't as consistent as builds designed for single target. You'll notice this more in certain juiced maps, where bosses have smaller hitboxes. That wraps up this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and I'd be happy to help with any questions. If you found the video informative, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.